In this lesson, we're going to review linear functions, which produce straight lines. So recall an equation of the form y equals mx plus c is called a linear function. Its graph will produce a straight line. Now let's graph the line y equals 2x minus 3. To graph a line, we use 3 points. 2's all you need, but the third one is a checker to check you're right. We always include the point x equals 0. So recall, y equals 2x minus 3 means 2 times x take 3. So I'm going to sub in 0 into that equation. 2 times 0 take 3, negative 3. Then I'll sub in 1, and then I'll sub in 2. I should get a nice pattern. Now we're going to start to plot those points, and that's been done for you. But over the top of that line there, if you could go 0 across down to negative 3 and put a dot. 1 across down to negative 1, put a dot. And 2 across, up 1, put another dot. They're the 3 points we chose to plot. We join them and make our straight line, put arrows on the end, and write the equation on the line. So next to your line, write y equals 2x minus 3. Now recall, a gradient is positive if it goes uphill. Downhill, it'll be a negative. If it's flat, it'll be 0. And if it's vertical, it's undefined. Our formula for our gradient is rise over run. So to find the gradient, our first step is we're going to go back up to the top there, and we're going to create a triangle using any points that we can easily recognize. So I'm going to use the points 0, negative 3, and 2, 1. Now you'll notice in my triangle the rise is 4 and the run is 2. Remember to count the boxes. So my gradient is uphill, so positive 4 over 2, which is 2. My y-intercept, well, that's easy. That's negative 3. It's where it hits the y-axis. And so now I could work out my equation if I need to. Y equals mx plus c. If we look back, we notice m is 2, which was the number in front of x in the formula for that line. And c was the constant term, the number on the end in this case, of the equation. The number in front of x we call the coefficient of x. So know that terminology. Now in our last example, we're going to be given a table. So think about it as your graph. So we could sort of draw a quick sketch. So we could plot the point 0 across, 10 up, and I'll just plot 1 across, 15 up. But I could plot any of those points. And this is what my line would look like. From that, I'm going to create my triangle. Rise of 5, run of 1. And this will tell me that the gradient is 5 over 1, which I can go back and realize that the 5 comes from 15 minus 10, and the 1 comes from 1 minus 0. C's easy. It's the value where x is 0. So it's when y equals 10. And a graph can help you with that. Let's have a look at the next one. Step 1, I'm going to choose the first 2 points. And I'm going to go 300 minus 150 over 5 minus 2. So instead of graphing it, I'm just going to jump straight to that. This will break down to 50. Now the y-intercept. This is a bit harder to get because I can't work out what it's going to be when x equals 0. I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the equation y equals mx plus c. I'm going to plug in the 50 I just worked out. Now what I'm going to do is choose any point, any of those points in the graph. So I'm going to choose when x equals 2, y equals 150, the first point there. And I'm going to plug that in. And I said it would work with any of the others, so you can choose your favourite. I'm going to plug that one into the equation. 150 equals 50 times 2 plus c. Well, that's just 100, so surely C has to be 50. Now I have my equation with my y equals mx plus c.